Hello and welcome back to our Botanian adventures, and we're going to be doing a little bit of war against the Vlandians. Now, I don't know whether this is really going to pay off in the end, because it might very well be that the vicious cycle that I detailed in the previous episode is going to continue. In other words, you know, the Crusade declaring war, then declaring peace, and so on and so forth with the other factions as well. However, Vlandia has not really gotten involved in any of the conflict, and we're kind of needing to break the cycle, in my opinion. So what we're going to do is just going to raid this village real quick, and yes, I think we're raiding it with just slightly too many units. I have 964 at the moment because I have called for an army, of course, because I was actually going to raid, or should we say, besiege the nearby castle. And I was going to hopefully be able to take that with a significant force of Botanian assistance. But as it stands, we're going to need to raid a village first to be able to reduce our relation and indeed cause a war. I did attempt to find some villagers, because villagers are usually the best way. I'm actually just going to auto-delegate here just to see what happens. But anyway, villagers are usually the best way that you can declare war against a particular faction, because you're not then suffering too many penalties. So, for example, you're not reducing relation at a village. You might reduce relation a little bit, but I don't think it's that much, and it's a lot quicker as well. As far as I can remember, it is just so much quicker to be able to declare war against a faction just by interacting with the villagers once, and then going over and talking to whoever else you need to speak to, and then the war is declared, and then you're done. It's just a lot easier, a lot quicker. And yeah, we actually are getting some pretty good kills here, actually. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, obviously these guys are just literally militia, so I suppose I really shouldn't be surprised, considering Diggory is basically a war machine at this point. Because while he does die very fast, oh, don't get me wrong, he does die very quickly, he is very damaging. If I play him right, he can do a lot of damage. And he can also avoid quite a few things as well. You know, he has the ability to avoid projectiles quite nicely. He does have a shield, of course, and he also obviously has thrown weapons as well, which is very useful, especially in some situations where I'm actually accurate for once. Anyway, there you go. There's a nice victory for us. Obviously, it doesn't really matter about any of the rewards or anything like that. It was just a means to an end, basically, and we are now at war with the Vlandians, or at least I hope we are. Yes, there we go. I can hear the sound. I heard the sound just beforehand. And we're just going to basically leave the village. That's it. I don't want to actually raid the village. There was no reason for me to actually even, you know, bother doing this, really. Oh, I got a criminal rating? Are you serious? I literally got a criminal rating as a result of that? That's not very nice. Oh, well. Never mind. Yeah, so that's exactly the reason why I personally feel, look at this. We're losing so much relation with every single person at the village. That's precisely the reason why I personally feel like attacking villagers or caravans is probably going to be a much more significant impact on what you want to do, you know? So it's just going to be simpler. It's going to have less disadvantages to you, and you're generally going to be a much happier camper, you know, if you excuse the expression, but you're generally going to have a much better time of things. Anyway, hopefully we'll do okay here. I mean, obviously, I just need to build some siege towers. I'm not entirely sure if the enemy will come at us with a large army of their own, or whether they'll just make peace. Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what to do, because I literally what? I don't even understand. I don't even understand. Well, why? Why did they make peace immediately? Did they pay a huge amount of money to be able to do that, or did they Well, that's disappointing, isn't it? And this is exactly the reason why I wanted to open a discussion with you about the whole, you know, development cycle of Bannerlord. And I think someone actually mentioned that it sounded like I was complaining. Okay, so now here's the thing. If I do sound like I'm complaining at all about the development of a mod or a game or anything like that, it's actually not that. I'm not intending it to come across that way. I'm intending it to literally just open a channel of discussion so that we can get to have better improvements for the game that we love. You know, that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about here, because obviously if you don't talk about things and you don't say, hey, I think this thing could maybe be a little better, maybe we could try doing this, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. It's constructive rather than destructive. You know, I'm not trying to tear the game down or anything like that. I'm literally just trying to say, I'd like to see this removed, or I'd like to see this changed in a slight way, and maybe some of you also feel the same way about that I do. So then maybe we can get a dialogue going about that. And who knows? Because you are, of course, a part of the community surrounding the game, whether you play it or not, it's just a way for me to basically be like, what do you think about this? That's what I'm trying to say. It's not me complaining about anything, you know. If I'm complaining, then it's just literally because I'm coming across in the wrong way. And for that, well, I don't apologize, because I personally feel like opening up channels of discussion is actually very important in regards to pretty much everything, and whether that be you know, actual diplomacy in real life, or game development, or, you know, I don't know, cooking, or whatever, you know, any particular subject whatsoever has to improve in some way. And, you know, for improvement's sake, you have to open those channels of discussion. That's all that I'm saying. Anyway, that's it for that. Don't want to rant on about it, but I just wanted to kind of clear that up, so you know that it's not that I'm trying to. What is going on here, though? It's not that I'm trying to tear the game down or anything like that. I like this game a lot. I'm not entirely sure why I'd complain about it. I just want it to be the best game that it can be. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Anyway, the Crusade made peace. The Crusade made peace almost immediately. I'm actually not entirely sure if we're going to be able to. It seems like maybe this is going to be a 10-minute episode. I'm not entirely sure, because I have been waiting for quite some time off screen. I think maybe a couple of days, almost a week. I think I waited. I mean, I think you can more accurately tell from the previous episode's date down here whether that is indeed the case. But it felt like quite a while. So I guess we'll just see. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what to do, with the exception of fighting in tournaments, destroying hideouts, and potentially causing war against other factions. But you've seen how that goes. I made war against Vlandia, like I said I was going to do in the previous episode, and they made peace immediately. So that is a bit problematic, is it not? Yes, that is kind of harsh. I'm thinking maybe we'll attack the Azurai. Maybe I'll attack a caravan or something like that. I'm going to just... oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? What is this? Vote to disavow land tax. Okay. 5% of the village income is paid to the ruler clan as tax. 5% less village income for clans. So Caladog, who is the ruler, wants to disavow this, which means that he is going to get less money. Which is interesting. Sure. Yep. He's just gonna go for it. He doesn't care whether anyone supports him or not. He's just gonna go for it. Yeah, good on you, Caladog. You're giving 5% to everyone, and everyone was like, "No, we don't want that. We don't want that 5%." Apparently, that's indeed the case. All right. Well, instead of actually attacking a village this time, I'm gonna just attack a vassal. Unfortunately for Vlandia, I couldn't actually find anyone to attack, so that's the main reason. Okay, so hello. What? What? Are you serious? Are you seriously unable to attack random people? It seems like that is indeed the case. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know why they would prevent you from doing that, considering it's a sandbox game. Okay, here we go, here we go. All right. I want everything. Oh, look at that. You can actually extort them as well if you want to. But I'm going to say we want everything. Give me all your wares. You are my prisoner now, or give me all your wares? Give me all your wares. Okay, let's have a look. Oh. I've lost... No! I've lost honor and mercy. Okay, I don't really care about these things. I'm actually going to just... I am going to take some of the food here. We're turning into a bit of a criminal now, which is not exactly great. Okay, so wait a minute. Oh, okay. So now I can't even do it any further. So how do you declare war unless you attack a village? Because I thought that you could do it the same way that you do it in Warband, where you just, speak to a villager or whatever, and then you just basically say, hey, give me all your stuff, and then it causes war against them. But apparently all that does is increases your criminality rating, which is not the most agreeable thing. All right, so we got another guy right here, and I'm gonna say I want everything. You are my prisoner now. Enough talking, now march. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so we've declared war, and we've lost another 150 honor and 150 mercy. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to declare war otherwise. I suppose what you can do is you can technically go into the kingdom screen, and you should be able to declare war here. Unfortunately, as you can no doubt tell, this button is grayed out for me. There is no way that I can do this. So it is either the fact that I'm not the leader of the whole faction, or it's just that this is not available in my current version of the game. So that might very well be the case. Anyway, we have now declared war here, and we'll see whether this actually lasts, because if it doesn't, then I guess that will be it for this episode. I mean, there's not much more I can do. This guy really doesn't like me now, which is to be expected. I mean, really, that is to be expected. I'm actually just going to have a look at Diggory real quick. I was actually doing really well with him in terms of his mercy and all that stuff. It was really actually helping us quite a bit. Oh, look at that. He has the reputation of being daring. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, so this is 263 right here. I guess we'll just besiege it and we'll see what happens. I would assume that Unkid is going to come back, and he's probably going to be like, oh, what are you doing there? You shouldn't do that. That is illegal. Thank you very much. Yeah, he's probably going to do something like that. Anyway, as you can see, all of our armies have now formed, and hopefully I'll be able to get a couple of people helping me out here. I just need a smallish army, nothing too dramatic, and hopefully we'll be able to go through with this siege. I have to continue looking around though, because I am a bit worried about being beset upon by a very large army, because the Aserai haven't really seen that much action recently, so it would kind of make sense for them to have a significant army waiting somewhere in the wings. Ooh, damn, that was close. That was close. I was actually just waiting here, and I saw the little dove pop up in the bottom right here, and I thought to myself, okay, wait a minute, they've made peace, haven't they, with the Aserai? No, it's actually just peace with the Southern Empire, so that was a close one. We dodged a bullet there. Matrix style. Yeah, probably. But maybe yes, maybe no. Who knows? But that was, I think that was pretty close. I think we might very well see a peace agreement pretty soon here, which I'm hopeful will not happen. Oh, here we go, hello. Oh, you guys came in just at the right moment. Unkid is now appearing out of nowhere and is like, okay, is he gonna fight us? Is he gonna fight us? That's the question here. He might very well be waiting for some vassals to help him, and I'm actually going to be getting my trebuchets out here right away so that we can start getting the walls down, because I assume there are some vassals relatively close by, and he's just waiting for the ability to go in against us. Yeah, there we go. Oh. Well, we destroyed the walls a little bit. Yes, we destroyed the walls a little bit. I really don't understand this this whole thing right here. I usually there's gonna be a little bit of time for me to take maybe one castle or something like that, but I basically started the siege almost immediately upon the war declaration being made, and I've now just lost a huge amount of mercy and honor rating for nothing. which is kind of sad, to be honest. And you saw that even the war declaration that I wasn't even involved with, that also resulted in a peace agreement relatively quickly. So I am not entirely sure what I should be doing right now. I guess what I'll do is I will just wait around for as long as I possibly can, and we'll see whether there is an extended war. And when that extended war happens, that's when I'll start the next recording. I don't know how long it's going to take. If it will happen at all, it might very well be that the game has entered kind of like a infinite loop, and it's going to maybe prevent us from continuing to expand and indeed conquer the entirety of Calradia. This is a very strange turn of events. Let me know, by the way, if you're also playing the game and you've also come across this particular issue, because I think it's probably something. I think this actually affected Warband as well. This was I think I had a series a while ago in a mod. I think it was Nova Aetus. I think it was Nova Aetus potentially, and basically, I heard a number of reports from a few of you as well at the time, and you would basically say to me, "Oh yeah, I've entered into like an eternal peace right here," and I was like, "What? How is that even possible?" You know, because it basically meant that no one was declaring war against anyone, and it seems like that might very well have been the case here as well. So the developers might be reusing some form of code that causes diplomacy to happen extremely quickly, and well, this is the result, I suppose. Anyway, I guess that's going to be it for this episode. I apologize for the shorter one. There's not much I can do, so I guess that's it. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.